Hey guys, Dan here. It's a lazy Saturday afternoon. Um, and I get a lot of requests. Dan, what was it like being a shot caller, founding member for the Jezebels in prison? And they always tell me to do topics. They're like, Dan, we need you to explain to us what gang tattoos mean for the Jezebels. So basically, we started. Tattoos always mean something for the Jezebels. You either earn them, you have to earn them, or you can't put them on. So for instance, you would see for the Jezebels, if you saw somebody, usually it had to be at an angle, like across the pec. It didn't matter which side of the pec, it could be across either side of the pec. And if it said jizz, that meant that you had killed for the Jezebels. So if you saw someone walking straight up to you and it said jizz, you knew that he had killed for the Jezebels, and it was very, very serious. And a lot of people have misunderstandings about prison tattoos, a lot of confusion. You would see someone that had a tattoo with like some teardrops. They're like, oh, that meant he killed someone. No, it means he's not afraid to cry, especially around other men. So a lot of people are like, yo, Dan, that's pretty hardcore. And this is not to glamorize prison, even though prison was so glamorous. Honestly, when we went to the shower, you'll see a lot of rival gangs. They go to the shower. There's other gang members outside, and it's to watch their back. Honestly, we went to the shower because it was fun. Okay, this whole thing of don't drop the soap, don't bend over, all that stuff. We would use that to sometimes. So we had a guy, he was in a towel. He would just bend over like this, like, oh, I dropped something. And if, it was a rival, that's how we would jump them. A lot of people would get jumped over soups or drugs. If you went to the shower during our time, and, one of my lieutenants, shot callers, big ballers, bent over, that was, a lot of people say, oh, it's flirting. No, 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 no. No. If he was flirting, he wouldn't have his towel on. I mean, everyone knows that's been to a California prison. Good grief, it's like I'm talking to children sometime on my channel. Literally, if he bends over with the towel on, that was a kind of like a signal to all the other Jezebels to jump that person. And the reason I can tell these secrets and everything about this is, as a founding member, as a shot caller, even though I have stepped back from the Jezebels, and I have put it in the hands of two people who will remain unnamed, because they are still active. One is locked up, the other one's on the streets, but they're both very active. I mean, I'm talking straight active. Like, so active, if you step to them, it'd be the kiss of death. And that's the truth. But that's the problem. So many people, you watch History Channel or all these other silly people, gang tattoos in particular usually don't have the meaning you think. Like, you would see someone, it had to be like on either his right shoulder blade. Yeah, it was his right shoulder blade. And if it was like a block of cheese, it meant to avoid that person because that boy's butt stunk. That was simple. It was avoid him. Or okay, let me take that back. You're right, Justin. You're right. Or it could have meant he was a snitch. Get it? Snitch is each. Justin, they get it. So it's not that, tattoos are always so, I don't want to say aggressive. I just want to say they have a purpose and you have to earn them. But sometimes they're vague. Sometimes you could just get something simple, like a unicorn, something like that. And if the unicorn had his paw up or hoof and he was waving, I mean, he was bisexual. If the unicorn had the horn on or off, it depended on that person's, how can I say, whether or not they were promiscuous. So, it's a simple thing to understand. And once you're a Jezebel for life. You can't walk away. You cannot walk away from the Jezebels. That's an automatic. You're going to get poked up. You're going to get poked up. And also, that Jezebels getting poked up means two things. One means, obviously, just ta-ta-ta. The other means exactly what you dirty freaks were thinking it means. You get poked up. That's the thing. Kids, gangs aren't cool. The Jezebels was a cool gang. I'm not even going to try to lie. People say, "I'll tell the young people gangs aren't cool." All other gangs aren't cool, but the Jezebels were cool. They were cool. We were the first prison gang to have matching belly button rings. And the COs would come around, they would take them. The sergeants, lieutenants would threaten to spray us, lock us down. But we could make belly button rings out of pretty much anything. But that's how you knew who was the shot caller. They had a belly button ring. So little things like that. So just leave your comments of other topics. I'm not glad that I'm away from the gang, but I'm glad I'm away from the drama. Because it was to be a true Jezebel. Like just some outlaw motorcycle clubs say, to be a true one percenter, you have to have a pocket full of cash. To be a true Jezebel, there had to be a lot of drama in your pod. And that's a fact. So stay safe. Stay away from gangs. But if you have to join one when you're in prison, if you're going to get jumped in, that's right, you better let the Jezebels jump you in. Or you're going to end up like him.